All right, you know what time it is. It's Weather for Weather Geeks time. Tuesday evening edition. The weather has taken a turn for the better, that is for sure. It'd be nice if this lasted 5, 6, 7 days, right? But it's going to last a few days. We'll take it. With this kind of spring that we've had, where precipitation has been frequent to say the least, we will take a 3-day stretch like the one we're in right now. And it's that time of the year. A lot of daylight, of course. And starting yesterday, actually, we're now into the stretch of the earliest sunrises of the year. Officially in Youngstown, the sunrise 5:49 a.m. from yesterday through about it's like the 19th or 20th. I think the sunrise bottoms out at 5:49 a.m. and then the sunrises start getting a little bit later. Now, our latest sunsets occur after the solstice during the second half of June, 8:59 officially in Youngstown. Of course, these exact times vary by your longitude as you go east and west throughout the area, but officially in Youngstown, our earliest sunrise is 5:49, our latest sunset 8:59, which occurs during the last week or so of the month of June. The most overall daylight, of course, occurs on the first day of summer, astronomical summer, or the summer solstice, which is coming up in just 11 days. All right, nice clear sky overhead tonight. A little bit of haze up there tonight. That wildfire smoke is still present in the atmosphere, with the wildfires still a problem, of course, in Canada, but otherwise a cloud-free sky tonight and full strawberry moon. Oftentimes the June full moon is referred to as the full strawberry moon. So again, maybe a little bit hazy around the moon if you look up there tonight, but otherwise things are looking pretty nice. A little bit of cleanup here from our severe weather yesterday. Now, locally, we got off pretty easily, but the Weather Service offices in Cleveland and Pittsburgh, as well as Western New York around the Buffalo area, they continued their storm surveys today. They released some preliminary data last evening, but they went out and surveyed some damage today and found a few tornadoes did occur. One in Clarion County, PA, right near Interstate 80, if you've ever traveled eastbound on I-80 over towards Du Bois, and eventually over towards Bellefonte, State College, places like that. You've passed pretty close to the Clarion area. This tornado that touched down in Erie County, PA, near the New York border, it's actually the strongest tornado, an EF2 is the rating. Strongest tornado in Erie County since, I believe, 1997, so about 28 years since they've had a tornado that strong. That occurred at about 5:49 p.m., and again, that was in Erie County in far northwest PA. And also in Ohio, we did have a brief tornado touchdown in Holmes County. Now, this is west of I-77, west of New Philly. This was rated eventually an EF1 with winds of about 105 miles per hour, a maximum width of 80 yards, and this occurred at about 5:28 p.m. The Weather Service in Cleveland actually even confirmed a tornado from last week. Today, they confirmed that in Stark County. That tornado occurred kind of in the southeastern part of Stark County, I believe, last Thursday. In the meantime, no tornadoes out there this evening. The weather is quiet. We've had just a few passing fair weather clouds today. The sky will turn nice and clear overnight tonight. The dew points dropped as expected. In fact, they dropped a little lower than expected. The dew points bottomed out at the airport in the middle and upper 40s. When we get into meteorological summer, June, July, August, at our latitude in our part of the country, dew points in the 40s, that's a pretty nice treat at this time of the year. We don't see that very often, certainly as we get deeper into the summer, into July and August. Our forecast is, again, it's a winter for the next couple of days with lots and lots of sunshine for Wednesday. Still a little bit of haze possible Wednesday, but I don't think it's it's certainly not an air quality issue here locally, and I don't think the haze will be super, super noticeable. Just a little bit of a hint of haze up in the sky with some wildfire smoke in the mix. Otherwise, this warm front will continue lifting north into the day Thursday. The dew points will try to come up for a little while. Kind of suspect we'll see some drier air trying to mix back in Thursday afternoon, so the dew points will probably back off a little bit, but still they'll be a little bit higher than they will be on Wednesday. This front doesn't go too far to the north. It's still in the vicinity Friday morning, but I still think we're on the warm side of this Friday morning. In the meantime, as the moisture continues to increase and low pressure starts to approach from the west, there may be a shower or a storm in spots before Friday is through, but unfortunately higher rain chances are in our forecast for the upcoming weekend, Father's Day weekend. One model depiction of dew points here shows them plateauing in the mid-60s at times Thursday and Friday, but then jumping into the upper 60s at times over the weekend. That's certainly, in our part of the country, is pretty muggy. If you lived in Orlando, you really wouldn't think of anything of a 68-degree dew point, but in our part of the country, most people think that's pretty muggy. That's pretty humid, and there could be some efficient rain producers with that kind of humidity around. I don't think there's a lot of severe weather threats per se during the upcoming weekend in terms of large hail, damaging winds, but could there be some real gully washers, some real downpours, especially Saturday? I think that's going to be a possibility. We may be concerned about some localized flooding problems. Now, today's only Tuesday, and we're talking about Saturday and especially into Sunday. The forecast becomes a little more uncertain, but it's possible that the best part of the weekend will be indeed Father's Day afternoon. I think Saturday's pretty unsettled. Best chance for rain Sunday, maybe in the morning, but we're not going to take that to the bank just yet because, again, today's only Tuesday, and we got time to iron out that forecast. But there's a chance, anyway, that we can salvage Sunday afternoon. I think it's a pretty active pattern heading into next week. We probably get a little respite early in the week before showers and storms probably try to threaten us again later next week. But a higher confidence in the overall jet stream configuration here being one that will promote plenty of warm weather. As we roll forward, this is next week, so we're talking 9 days from now. Jet stream is way up here, and so while this will not produce 90-degree days around here, with jet stream that far to the north, unless showers and storms kind of short-circuit our daily warm-ups, we'll have no trouble, I think, seeing a lot of upper 70s and 80s as we head into next week. So, plenty of summery weather ahead. Unfortunately, outdoor plans may be altered occasionally by some wet weather. Unfortunately, again, just in time for the weekend. And again, I'm more focused on Saturday being the wetter half of the weekend at this point. But stay tuned on that. That forecast is not etched in stone, certainly. For the dads and grandpas out there, we're hoping that Sunday is a better day. In the meantime, thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Tuesday. I'll see you right back here, same time, same place on Wednesday.